I'm no stranger at taking risks and failing. By no means do I ever want to come off as an expert, but I am familiar with starting a business and putting myself out there. I've failed plenty of times, from a clothing brand that didn't take off, to random Etsy attempts that went nowhere, even struggling to grow on YouTube. I've been there. When I first tried selling online, I thought uploading a few designs would magically take off. It didn't. At the time, I felt like I just wasn't cut out for it, but looking back, those failures were lessons. They taught me what not to do, and now I want to apply those lessons with more intention. I still don't know if I'll succeed, but I do want to document the process. Back in 2021, I started a clothing brand called White Cloud. I had no plan, just a dream of creating my own brand. And for a while, it felt exciting, but pretty quickly I realized I was responsible for everything. I had handled design, marketing, inventory, packaging, shipping, all of it. While I love the creative side, everything else burned me out. I realized that without a system, I couldn't focus on what I actually enjoyed, designing. That's why I'm taking a completely different approach this time. Instead of worrying about inventory or shipping, I'm using Printify, which are the sponsors of this video series. With Printify, all I have to do is design and upload. When someone buys, Printify handles printing, fulfillment, and shipping automatically. No more boxes stacked in my apartment, no more late nights packing orders. Just design, upload, and Printify handles the rest. And honestly, that's what makes this worth trying again. It removes the biggest roadblocks and lets me focus on what I actually love. But print on demand alone isn't the solution. The real key is research, finding niches that people actually care about. This is the step I skipped before, and it cost me. Now I'm learning how important it is to have a strategic plan rather than just throwing random art out there. So here's the plan. I'm giving calendars another shot, but this time around, I'm treating it like a real brand. I'm starting with 3 designs, testing different design styles, marketing them on TikTok, and after 30 days, I'll look at the data and adjust my strategy as needed. I'm breaking down the research into 2 parts. Part 1 is basic research on Etsy and its shoppers. Since I'm going to be selling on Etsy, I need to understand who the typical buyer is and what they're looking for. And part 2 is researching the types of calendars that are already being sold on Etsy and figuring out how I can differentiate myself. So here are the demographics. I'll focus on the strongest segment, which are 25 to 34-year-olds, since those are trend-driven shoppers looking for unique aesthetic products. And even though Etsy is female-dominated, I want my designs to remain gender-neutral. As far as what motivates Etsy shoppers, I'll focus mainly on aesthetic items within niche design styles. I'm aiming for those Pinteresty items. Their buying behavior seems centered around style, aesthetic, or theme, so I'll keep that in mind when developing the calendar design styles and layout. Also, since December and February seem to be the spike for calendars, my goal is to have these launch by January. And for my target audience, I want to target all of these 4 shoppers types: the aesthetic shopper, the gift buyer, the organizer, productivity shopper, and the home decor enthusiast. Now for the Etsy research, as I was scrolling through listings, I searched calendars and I noticed most of them are vertical wall formats. My plan is to shift towards desktop versions instead, and hopefully gives me a better chance to stand out. I also went ahead and checked Printify, since that's what I'll be using, and reviewed the different formats they offer. After going through their catalog, I chose this one because it allows full page printing. It fits both my strategy and my price point. So to summarize, here's my overall approach. I'll be focusing on desk calendars. I'll offer a curated color palette and multiple design styles, and I'll be designing with the intent to target the organizer and productivity shopper. And overall, the design should feel intentional, minimal, and premium. And that concludes the first part of this video series. Next video, I will tackle the design process from creating the calendar design to building my Etsy store's brand identity and making product mockups. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, and if you haven't subscribed, please go and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.